So this is our question of interest right here, and we're going to be discussing whether or not holding a book changes the type of responses you would get. We're originally thinking that if, like, we just ask people, would you rather watch a movie or would you rather read a book? We have way more people who would rather watch movies. That's just kind of a logical thing in the world we live in. So our idea was if we added a book, if, like, Lanny and I were each holding books, if we asked a question, we would have more people that would say they enjoyed reading books.
So to collect our data, we went to a Walmart on the corner of Decatur and Charleston in Las Vegas.
So the reason we chose the Walmart, well, we were originally going to go to a mall, the Meadows Mall. We switched to the Walmart because there's a lot more, the people there are a lot more variable. They're like a much wider selection.
Yeah, because at a mall, there's only a few selected stores there, and so there's only a few select type of people there because not everyone goes to the same stores, and everyone needs groceries and the typical household supplies. So we figured we'd get a more diverse population if we went to Walmart.
Yeah.
To include randomization, we also decided to do our best to ask every third person.
And then to avoid like confounding variables and to reduce bias, we would, if there are people in a group, we would only ask one of the people in the group, and the rest would just kind of ignore their answers. We asked every third person until we had 25 people respond.
Then we used the same procedure to ask 25 more people while we were holding books. Then we compared the results of the two treatments using a double bar graph and a segmented bar graph.
48% of people said that they'd rather read a book, and 52% said they'd rather watch a movie. But when we added the books that we were carrying, because we asked the questions, 56% of people said they'd rather read a book, and only 44% said that they'd rather watch a movie.
So that translates into the first trial when we weren't holding books. 12 out of the 25 said they'd rather read a book, and 13 out of the 25 said they'd rather watch a movie.
And for the second trial, that's 11 people that would rather watch a movie and 14 people that would rather read books. So to answer our question, there wasn't much of a change. There's 2 or 3 people more the one time, but because the sample size is so small, we can't really establish that there was actually correlation or causation.
Most of the people we asked, I don't even think, noticed that we were holding books.
So we definitely had way less of an impact on the answers than we were expecting.
One problem with the survey was the non-response bias involved because the people that we chose to ask would sometimes refuse to answer or they just didn't speak English.
In fact, we actually asked one person in Spanish.
There was also a lady from Russia and a guy from Scotland and countless other people who we didn't even know what country they were from because we couldn't understand them.
Another problem we had was we started out with a different question. Started out with asking people if they enjoyed reading books with a yes or no response. However, after probably 5 people, everybody answered that yes, they enjoyed reading books. So we decided we have to change the question, something with a little bit more variability, so we could actually test differences. So to conclude, though our hypothesis, like in our hypothesis, we were expecting some like really big differences when we held a book, we really didn't have much of a difference. In fact, it was almost the same.
Yeah, there's hardly a difference at all.
Created using Powtoon.